Hello and welcome to AI TV News. Today we're explaining a major final chapter in a long and painful story. On October 14, 2025, the United States Supreme Court rejected an appeal from conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, leaving in place a staggering $1.4 billion judgment against him for his lies about the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. The court's decision was issued without comment, a common practice that, in this case, signals a definitive end to Jones's legal challenges at the highest level. To understand the significance of this moment, we have to go back to December 14, 2012. On that day in Newtown, Connecticut, a gunman killed 20 first graders and 6 educators at Sandy Hook Elementary School. It was a national tragedy. But in the days and years that followed, Alex Jones used his media platform, InfoWars, to push a baseless and cruel conspiracy theory. He repeatedly told his audience that the shooting was a hoax, a false flag operation staged by the government to take away guns. He claimed the grieving parents were crisis actors. For the families of the victims, this was the start of a second nightmare. During the eventual court cases, parents and an FBI agent who responded to the shooting testified about the years of torment they endured. They received death threats. They were harassed and stalked by Jones's followers who believed his lies. One father testified that conspiracy theorists desecrated his 7-year-old son's grave. The lies made it impossible for them to grieve in peace. In response, several families filed defamation lawsuits against Jones in both Connecticut and Texas. A defamation suit is a legal claim that someone has harmed your reputation by telling lies about you. The legal journey was long, but a critical moment came in 2021. A Connecticut judge issued what's known as a default ruling, finding Jones liable without a full trial. This is a rare penalty, and the judge explained it was for Jones's repeated failure to abide by court rulings and his refusal to turn over evidence to the family's lawyers. With Jones already found liable, the only remaining question was how much he should pay. In 2022, a Connecticut jury was assembled to answer that. After hearing the family's harrowing testimony, the jury awarded them $965 million in compensatory damages, money meant to compensate for their suffering. A judge later added another $473 million in punitive damages, extra money intended to punish Jones for his conduct and deter others from doing the same. This brought the total in the Connecticut case to over $1.4 billion. A separate case in Texas resulted in another $49 million judgment, which Jones is also appealing. In his appeal to the Supreme Court, Jones argued that he was denied a proper trial and that his First Amendment rights of free speech were violated. His lawyers claimed his statements were taken out of context. But a strong sign that his appeal would fail came when the Supreme Court didn't even ask the Sandy Hook family's lawyers to file a response, a step the court almost always takes if it's seriously considering a case. Following the rejection, Jones mocked the idea that he could ever pay such a sum, but the families are determined to collect what they can. A lawyer for the families, Christopher Mattei, said they look forward to enforcing the jury's historic verdict and making Jones and InfoWars pay for what they have done. So, what happens now? Following the massive judgments, Jones and his parent company, Free Speech Systems, filed for bankruptcy protection. However, a judge has since ruled that these defamation debts cannot be erased through bankruptcy because Jones' behavior was deemed willful and malicious. A bankruptcy judge has ordered the liquidation of Jones's personal assets to help pay the debt. This means his belongings will be sold off. The process of selling the assets of his company, InfoWars, has been moved to a Texas state court. In a strange twist, the satirical news outlet The Onion was at one point a winning bidder for InfoWars' assets, but a judge threw out the results. Reports suggest The Onion may still be trying to acquire the company. While it is unclear how much of the historic $1.4 billion judgment the families will ever see, this week's Supreme Court decision is a landmark victory. It closes the final legal door for Alex Jones to challenge the verdict, and it solidifies the consequences for the decade of pain he caused. For the families, the focus now shifts from the courtroom to the difficult process of enforcing the judgment and trying to reclaim a measure of peace.